Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPa here again, and today I need to answer the question of, is Remnant 2 worth playing in 2025? And my response is unequivocally yes. This game has it all and is one of the more underrated games I've played in the last few years. I don't see nearly enough love. People who do play Remnant 2 oftentimes really enjoy it, but there's a lot of people who haven't gotten to experience it yet, and I want to spread the word that this game is absolutely worth checking out. And I'm going to go over all the reasons why. Not only is this game often found on sale right now, it's got 3 DLC available. They will also sometimes go on sale, but you don't need them to jump in for the initial experience. It's got a free boss rush mode, which was added much later after launch. So if you're playing for the first time, not only can you experience the base campaign and all the different playthroughs you get there, but you'll also have that mode which you can play through and uncover a lot more loot as well. But why I find this game to be so fascinating is it plays much different from a lot of other games out there in a way that encourages you to continue to chase new things and try new builds, which I absolutely love. One of my favorite things in looter shooters and MMOs and all that kind of stuff is build crafting, and Remnant 2 does that very well. But in order to find everything you need for your builds, this game has some of the best replayability. Not only does it have randomized campaigns to where a lot of times you can play through the same campaign multiple times, but it'll feel very, very different because of the different paths, the different bosses, all the different secrets you can find, and you can play through the same thing and still be on the hunt for new stuff to find, which I think is absolutely awesome. A lot of games struggle to find replayability, and Remnant 2 does not have that issue, in my opinion, because not only can you play through the campaigns multiple times, there's multiple difficulty levels, each with their own rewards. There's also hardcore, so you can play the game and have a permadeath option, which obviously is incredibly stressful, but is one of those factors that I think a lot of people should try out in order to really make the game feel like there is a constant threat. And again, there are unique rewards for hardcore mode as well, and all of that combines for a replayability that I think is hard to replicate, especially when you have other games that simply have you grind the same activity over and over and over again in order to look for the role that you're looking for. I play a ton of Destiny 2, for example, and that one has some issues with the way that you get loot and then proceed on into the end game, and Remnant 2 doesn't necessarily need an end game because of how replayable the campaigns are. And you'll get not only the base campaign, which is quite long, honestly, as you replay it, but then again with the DLC campaigns as well, you can run through those, you can adjust difficulty levels, all that kind of good stuff in order to tailor the experience towards what you want. And that will lead me to build crafting, and this game is incredibly rich in my opinion. Not only do you have multiple archetypes, which are essentially the classes, but you have loads of items. You have rings, you have amulets, you have hearts, which are how you essentially heal yourself, basically. Then you have your weapons as well. And it all combines to make builds feel very, very fun to not only theory craft, but also make as you're playing. You can really find a play style that's going to fit what you want to do. I've had builds that I'm incredibly tanky and I use a turret to do a lot of my damage, and it's just endlessly mowing down enemies. I've had other builds that are melee focused where I can just rush in and constantly swing my weapon and do a ton of damage. Then you can have long range sniper builds. You've got magic based builds. Essentially, you would combine the invoker and the ritualist to just do a ton of tick damage over time with your abilities, and then use your weapons to supplement them. There's so many options right now that are all viable across a lot of different difficulty levels. Even on Apocalypse, you will find yourself being able to use a variety of different builds depending on your playstyle, whether you're playing solo or with a crew. You can still find games in Remnant 2, which is nice as well, as you jump in and try to find some match-made teams. And all of that is just what I very much love about the game. You can make so many different builds for so many different situations. With co-op mode, you can make a healing support build to kind of help out your randoms and keep them alive. And it's honestly been a lot of fun playing with randoms who obviously are not very experienced with the game, but you're able to give them that helping hand to get them through various levels of content. And there's other reasons to love Remnant 2 as well. I think the story is incredibly unique. It's told in a different way than you might expect, but also is ultimately one that you're uncovering through meeting random seeming NPCs across the map. You've got your characters that you know from your main hub location that you're going to try to help out as well, and there's just so many secrets to find. That's something that, similar to an Elden Ring or something of that nature, it's got very much Souls-like vibes when it comes to finding your loot and what you're looking for, finding secrets, finding upgrades, even finding some of the different archetypes as well are very difficult if you don't know where to look. So much of that is why I would recommend this to anybody. On the easiest difficulty, even non-Souls players can play and beat this game. You can play it solo, you can play it with friends, you can play it with randoms and co-ops, and absolutely have success at that lowest level, especially when you're playing the game for a bit of time, and you can essentially restart your experience at any point and improve not only what class you're using, but also what items that you're finding as well by their reset system. So you don't necessarily have to start brand new. You can re-roll your adventure, re-roll your campaign, and still keep all of the loot that you've already previously obtained in order to try something different. And I think that is absolutely sick. And at the end of the day, this is the type of game that I hope everyone gets to experience. I think right now during the summer, especially heading into a time where we won't see a lot of new game releases, and with there being no other games on the horizon that feel exactly like Remnant 2, I do feel like this is the perfect time to jump in if you haven't already, or if you've been playing other games, once you finish those, once you do everything you need to do. For example, I'm playing Doom the Dark Ages and Clay Obscure right now. Once I knock those out, I will be jumping back into Remnant 2 a bit more. I've been dabbling myself, but I will play an absolute ton when I get myself back addicted to the game. Again, the boss rush mode is incredibly fun and challenging depending on your build and how you set yourself up in order to try to beat your last experience. Plus they have the rune system, which allows you to pursue a lot more upgrades as well and make yourself feel stronger. So there's just so many reasons to play the game. And at the end of the day, it's just incredibly fun in my opinion. The gunplay feels good. The abilities feel very interesting, very unique across the board with all the different options you have. And as I wait for other games to release in the fall, this is going to be one I'm going to jump back into and maybe do another full hardcore experience, because I think that's one of the ways this game really shines. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Will you be playing Remnant 2 this year? If you have not played Remnant 2 before, if you've never picked it up, let me know why in the comments down below. Like the video as always, comment, subscribe, have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.